All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're cracking open the official reviewer's guide for the new OnePlus 15. We're going to see what all the hype is about and find out if this thing is really the new king of flagship phones.
So right out of the gate, OnePlus is coming in hot with their tagline, "Power on, limits off." And look, this isn't just some clever marketing slogan, it's really the whole philosophy we're going to see running through every single part of this phone.
And this quote right here really drives that point home. They're saying the goal isn't just to make a better phone, but to completely redefine what you should expect from one. That's a huge claim, so let's get into the tech and see if they can actually pull it off.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the absolute heart of this phone, its performance. OnePlus calls this its trinity of power, and it's basically the foundation that makes everything else possible.
So instead of just relying on one main chip to do everything, they've built the system around three. You've got the main Snapdragon chip for all the heavy lifting, then there's a totally separate chip just for making sure your touch response is instant, and another one dedicated to keeping your Wi-Fi super stable. It's a whole system working together for a smooth experience.
And at the center of it all is that brand new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. We're talking about some serious jumps here. A 20% boost in performance, 23% in graphics, and a massive 37% bump for on-device AI. You know, this isn't just a small step up, it's a huge leap in raw power.
And here's what that power actually looks like in the real world. OnePlus is claiming this is the first phone that can actually hold a true 120 frames per second in heavy games all the time. You can see it on the graph, it's just a flat line, while the competition is stuttering all over the place. For anyone who games on their phone, that is a huge deal. Of course, all that horsepower needs a ton of juice. And wow, OnePlus really delivered here with a record-setting 7,300 milliamp battery. They say it's the biggest in its entire class. But here's the thing. This giant battery isn't just about lasting a day or two. It's really about longevity. OnePlus is guaranteeing that it'll still hold over 80% of its charge after 4 full years. Think about that. That means you get consistent performance for the entire time you own the phone, and you probably won't have to pay for a costly battery replacement.
Okay, so that same thinking, that combination of power and intelligence, carries right over to the camera. The story here isn't just about bigger sensors, it's about how they fused really powerful hardware with some seriously smart software.
Now, the hardware itself is pretty stacked. We're looking at a super versatile setup, a 50-megapixel main camera for your everyday shots, a 50-megapixel ultra-wide for those big landscape scenes, and a 50-megapixel periscope telephoto so you can zoom right in. They even upgraded the selfie camera to pull in 60% more light, which should make your nighttime shots way better. But the hardware is really only half the picture. According to OnePlus, the real secret sauce is what they call the Detail Max engine. This is basically the software brain of the camera, a whole bunch of algorithms that are constantly working to squeeze every single bit of detail out of those sensors. And you can really see this in action with their video tech. The system is smart enough to lock onto your subject and adjust the lighting and color in real time. What that means for you is you get this really smooth, natural-looking video without any of those weird, jarring lighting shifts that can totally ruin a clip. All right, next up, let's talk about the phone's intelligence. With Oxygen OS 16 and what they're calling OnePlus AI, the whole idea is to change the phone from just being a tool you use to being a proactive assistant that actually helps you out.
So the big new feature here is called Plus Mind, and it's designed to solve a problem that I think we all have, right? You save screenshots, articles, notes, and they're scattered across 10 different apps. Plus Mind lets you save anything from anywhere on your screen into one single searchable place. Now this is where it gets really, really cool. It's integrated with Google's Gemini AI. So you can ask it complicated stuff like, hey, take all those restaurants I saved, cross-reference them with the weather for tomorrow, and make me a plan. It's actually combining your stuff with the power of the internet to give you answers you just couldn't get anywhere else. And it's not just that big picture stuff. The AI is also baked into other useful tools. The recorder can transcribe your meetings and even tell you who was speaking. And there's this AI portrait glow that can fix bad lighting in your photos to give them this really nice professional look. These are just smart, practical features that solve everyday problems. All right, last but not least, let's talk about the design, how all this incredible tech is actually put together. The whole philosophy here is about purposeful design with a really clean, sleek look that just puts the experience first. And one of the biggest design wins here is the display. OnePlus managed to get the bezels perfectly symmetrical and incredibly thin, just 1.15 millimeters on all 4 sides.
This gets rid of that thicker chin you see on most other phones, giving you a screen that's truly all-encompassing. So when you put it all together, you've got that trinity of power, you've got this proactive AI, and you have this incredibly immersive design. OnePlus is basically asking a question to the entire industry. Have they finally built a flagship phone where you don't have to make any compromises? Well, based on this guide, they're making a pretty strong argument.